Well, at 1 a.m., it's about 22 degrees or 21 degrees. So it's colder than our forecast showed. Forecast was for 23. This shows about 20, around 22. Yeah, between 21 and 22. Okay, it's cold. I'm starting to get used to it now. Well, it's after 5 a.m. and temperature is about the same as it was at 1 a.m. So it didn't really warm up any, and it didn't get any colder. Still the same. But it's supposed to warm up into the 50s today, or at least in the 40s. And I'll be working on the fence again today. Yeah, I've got to find those grounds and fix them somehow. Oh boy, thought it was warmer than that today. 11 a.m. and it's only 36 degrees. I was hoping it's going to be warming up at least in the 50s today. Guess I better wear some warmer clothes when I go out to the big pasture, work on the fence. Oh, cold. At least the sun was shining somewhat yesterday, and it wasn't, well, it was windy, but it wasn't this windy. The sun's, yeah, I won't get no warmth from the sun today. But I still got to get some work done on the fence. It's not working. Just cold. Oh, they're laying down in their old spot. They're out of the wind down there. Yeah, they're pretty smart. I don't know where the two bulls are. Oh wait, there's one of them. Hey guys, are you eating that hay? Huh. I think he just tried to stay out of the wind. Those three girls got the right idea. Cold. Let's get some work done today. There's a cat down there against the fence line, way out there, way out there. I don't know. Hey, Mike, I don't think it's my cat. I hear the neighbor. I think he's come out into the field on the other side of that road over there, way down there. I heard him. Or he could be on this side of the creek, up against the shed there, and there's a bean field out there too. He could be out in there. Yeah. But I heard him. Yesterday he was down in here, over that way, and all the way through there. Yeah, that's what he's working on yesterday. But I gotta go work on some fence today. Sun's trying to come out a little bit. Clouds are still pretty thick, but it's shining through a little bit. There's no heat coming off of it, but it's good to see it. Makes a shadow now and then. Anyway, I gotta load up some supplies for my fencing check, and I'm running out of yellow insulators, but I got plenty of black ones. I can make those. There goes the neighbor Somebody in his beans on that side. I knew I heard him over there. These are this field over there. Yeah. Well, they got their work to do and I got mine. That's what we do. Decided to go ahead and check this fence on the side of the creek first. Fence up here. Oh, it sure is a lot windier than yesterday and colder. It's supposed to be warmer today, but it feels colder because of the wind. Of course, the wind's from the southwest, so it's supposed to be warm, but it's not. Going all that cold air back up north now. Anyway, I'm going to go check some fence. I got to make an adjustment first. It's really hard to hear myself over this wind. Anyway, I like the fence turned off right now. To make it easier for me to isolate the ground of this fence, I want to keep this one separate. I'll keep this one separate. Here to the ridge. This part here, I got it. This one's here. This one here was connected to that permanently. So now I'm going to disconnect this. So when I turn the fence on, only this part will be on. That will be off. That way I can better tell if the ground's near on this side or on that side. Yeah. Help me identify where to look for the ground. Save me some time. So when I turn the fence on, when I turn the fence on, if this part works, then I'll hook it up there. And if it doesn't work, then I know it's in that section. And if it don't work, and with this unhooked, if this fence don't work, then I know it's in this section. Or it might be in both, who knows. So I'm going to turn the fence on and see what I can find. The fence is working good now. Yesterday. So that tells me that the ground is somewhere past that post. I'll take the truck in there and start from that end and work my way back. I'll start my check down there. There, son. I think the window's tinted. That's why the sun looks kind of reddish. Anyway, let's get started on this. Get this one done. Fix the fence on this side. I'm gonna work on the north fence, which is up and into the woods on that side. Get that one done first, and then the last fence I'll do is the south fence, which I've checked many times and could never find the ground. But I'm gonna isolate the sections again, like I'm doing on this one, to narrow down the search for the ground first. Now you can see that ridge right through here. That was left over from when they cleaned the creek out a long time ago. This one's still here. The one on this side of the tree, that big tree, the cattle wore it down because I used to feed hay on top of it, so you can't see it anymore. But this one's still here, and there's a low spot. It's always wet over there, but it's dry. It's dry now. But I'm driving on. I'm next to the creek. I should be able to check this fence from the truck, looking out my window, and see if I can find the ground. I know it's on from here to the corner where my entrance is, somewhere in here. So see if I can find it. There's water in the creek here, but the cattle, hopefully the cattle can't get down in here. Otherwise they could get out. But that's the fence I'm going to check. If they got through in here, they could get out over there because there's nothing crossing the creek. There's no fence across the creek. Used to be a long time ago, but I eliminated that because it kept getting washed out by the flood. Okay, let's drive around until I find the ground. Rhymes. Drive around till I find the ground. I'm a rapper. Yeah. Yeah, fence used to go across here, but I eliminated that a long time ago. It kept getting washed out by the flood. And that's a stream that goes up along my southern boundary. That way. I walked there a few weeks ago. Anyway, this is what I got now. There's still some T-posts on that side, but I used to have fence going across there. Yeah, I didn't have this one then. But I used to have fence going across there, going across the bottom part of that hill there, and then the fence would cross the creek over there. It was hard to keep that fence up too. So I eliminated that. The main reason because if you drive up farther, you'll see. I'm trying to check the fence too at the same time. So far I didn't see nothing. Right here. Look at them. Look at that groundhog holes up there. Plenty of them. Yeah, groundhog hill. Anyway, I used to have a fence there on that side of the creek, and nothing on this side. But there was a landslide and it wiped my fence out, so that's why I decided to put the fence on this side and eliminate some of the problems that was happening with it. So now I got the fence over here. That's pretty good. Let's keep checking. Find the ground. There's the road crossing, or the creek crossing right there. I wish they put a real bridge in there to that thing. Yeah, look at that. There's some kind of trail there. I think it's the groundhog trail. Right there. That's what I think anyway. There's a lot of holes up there. Anyway, I haven't seen nothing yet. I'm going to get out and look at the corner a little closer. See how windy it is. I'm a little bit protected here with these trees blocking the wind. But you can see up that road there, the wind's blowing strong there, up the hill and down the hill. Yeah, let me get a closer look at this fence. Sometimes I've found before that it was the corner insulators that went bad. The wire were cut through the insulator, especially the yellow ones. They're soft. The harder, those there are harder. So these are okay. And ceramic ones I never had a problem with. But sometimes these old insulators, these yellow ones, the wire cuts right through it. So I'm going to check them real close. I didn't see nothing from there, from down there to up to the corner here. Let's start checking from here all the way down to that corner, because the fence is still on that corner. Yeah, so somewhere in here the ground is, I think. Let's see if I can find it. More than likely it's going to be a broken insulator. The deer or something broke the insulator off and the fence is touching the post. Yeah, it's almost always the deer. Or sometimes it's just a bad insulator that breaks with the tension. I guess I'll find out. Yeah, I added these posts this spring, these wooden ones, as a support when it floods. It helps hold the fence. 2023. 2023? Or was it this? Maybe it was 2024. It was just last year. Yeah, flood wiped it. 2023, I think I put the barbed wire in. Yeah, 2024. A big 8-inch rain flooded this thing and it pulled my fence out of the ground I didn't have these wooden posts here. Pulled it out of the ground and pushed it all the way. It stayed together with the insulators and stuff. It held together mostly. They just pulled all the posts out of the ground, and the ground was so soft and the water was so high, and all the flood debris that was catching on the fence, pushed it all the way to the road over that way. And I got 6 of those. The one with the white jugs I already had there. I pulled that post out of the ground too, but all the fence was tied together, so it held together. I just had to drag it. I had to slowly drag it this way, the whole fence, posts and all, and then I had to slowly work the fence picked up and all the posts go back to the ground. Yeah. But I got it done. That's why I put all these posts in, to help make it stronger so it wouldn't come out of the ground. Yeah, there's 3 on this side of that post with the white jugs, and there's 3 posts on the other side. Yeah, I was going to put some more in, but I never got around to it. Hopefully this is enough to hold. And I put cement, rock, the 2 big posts like this one here, and another one down there. I only put 2 in to begin with, and I bought 4 more small ones, and I put them in with concrete. But these two bigger ones here, I just put rock around them because I had some rock. Hopefully those posts won't come out. The flood might damage the fence, but at least it'll still be standing. That's the main thing. Still be standing. Okay, let's keep checking the fence for ground. Yeah, here's where the fence makes a turn. So make it in there to absorb the tension. Okay, no ground so far, but I'm not done yet. I do think I found the ground. Look at that top wire. It's a barbed wire. It's a separate wire. It's not tied to these posts. I got a separate post holding it up. Prevent the cows from jumping over because the fence is short. But anyway, I guess the deer must have jumped over it, pushed it down, and got hooked on there. I'm going to unhook it. This fence is off here, so I'm going to unhook it. Yeah, that grounded it all right. Look what it did. It got pushed down, probably by a deer jumping over it, and then the cattle won't do this, and then got hooked on that yellow insulator and grounded the fence on that metal pole. Let's fix it. Okay. The fence should work now, but since I'm doing it, I'm going to check the rest of it in case there's another one ground somewhere. Yeah, this had to be the work of a deer. The sun's trying to shine and give me a shadow, but it fades. It fades in and out of the fixtures. But right now it's alive. The shadow's alive. Okay, it's bright. Yeah. It don't really. It's probably not really too much warmer with the sunshine. It's because of that strong wind, but it feels warmer, especially now on my back. Oh yeah, it feels good. We found the only ground, but I'm going to keep checking, at least down to the corner, because I know it works after that corner. This wire here, it was hooked there, and now it's unhooked. Well, I'm almost to the corner, and I haven't found another ground yet. So I think that's probably the only one that was here. It was a good one too. I wouldn't say good. It was a ground. Yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't say good. It's not a good ground, although it's grounded pretty good. That's a bad choice of words, I guess. I did find another ground. How about that? almost to the end, and I found another ground. Two of them. There's one there, top of that post. The insulator came off. I don't know if it broke or just snapped off. Deer probably again. Deer snapped off the insulator. And the other one is over here. Here's the other one. The fence came off. The insulator came off. I'm going to try to snap it back on. And the deer just hit it hard enough to pop it off. Two of them. So that would be three grounds on this fence. Hope it didn't drain my battery too much. Had it off since yesterday. So hopefully the battery recharged. That's where I came from. I found one ground way back that way. The fence was, this top wire was pulled down on that side of the top insulator. It was hooked to the fence, or touching the fence. But now, on these two posts, the independent ones out here with the yellow poles, those yellow there, then because the post gets pushed that way, this fence won't touch that post. Yeah. Anyway, I got to fix those two. That one and that one. I got to put the insulator, get the insulator back up, connected to the post. This one's fixed. Now I got to fix this one. Okay, now this one's fixed. Just walk this corner. Just the fence. Oh, the wind sure is strong here. Southwest supposed to be warm. That's what's bringing in the warmer weather out of the rest of this week. Supposed to warm up. It's not warm yet. It's warm yet. Anyway, here's where I fix this fence here, so I can hook it and unhook it when I need to test the fence. So now instead of having to walk all the way back there to turn the fence on, and then test this fence, I just left it on, and now I can just hook it and see if it's working. Save me a little walking. It's hooked up. Eventually I think I'm going to get the actually gate hook to do this so I can put some tension on it. It's got some tension on it, so hopefully it won't pop off. Anyway, I'm going to see if the fence works now. Because this part was on. I use the insulated wire so I can unhook it if I need to, without turning the fence off. Oh, this fence is working again. Yeah, working good. Like it should. Alright, let's move on to the north fence. Let's get that one fixed. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make some change my connections so I will have to walk back to the charging to turn it on, off, on, and off, and on, off. I just leave it on and make my connections as I go to check with the sections around it. Okay, I found three grounds. One way back there. Actually off it wasn't off the insulators on the stop one, it's the taller post, but in between here, like here, it was bent down and hooked underneath one of the top insulators. So that was the first ground, and then these two here, these two are those two over there, not this one, those two down there. The insulators actually broke off, and that's caused by deer jumping over it. Lately I've been seeing a lot of deer around here. A lot of deer around here. They come out of cold. They come out of these woods here. I don't know if they jump onto my road or not. A lot of times they come out of this. They cross this field there. From those woods, they cross that creek and they cross that field, and then they get in here, and then from here I've seen them more than once doing that. Usually late in the afternoon when it gets starting to get dark. Anyway, let's go through that gate, close that gate, and head up to the top on the east side and start on the fence. Nice to be in a warm truck. It's cold out there. Look at that wind. It's a south wind. South wind is supposed to be warmer than the north wind, but today it's a cold one, blowing all that cold air back up. That's been around for a couple of days. Yeah, but it's slowly during this week it'll start to warm up again. Be in the 70s by the weekend, or close to the 70s. Anyway, I'm headed to the gate. I probably should move that trough out of there. Well, the one end is broken off. The end thing. So I used to feed corn out here, but I don't feed them corn. The only time I feed them corn now is when I need to get them to go into the corral. I'll feed them for a couple of days to get them used to going in the corral. But I need to move that up to somewhere out of the way. I had another one here with the plastic thing on the flood in 2024. The plastic thing came out, and only thing was left was the metal frame, and I moved that up to where the cars are. It's pretty windy. Look at the trees. Anyway, surprised the grass is still green after the cold weather. Anyway, I'm going through that gate and going up across the bridge and go up to the top. It's strong. It's really whipping. Yeah. Guess that neighbor come by and on the other side of me over that way. Come in here. Probably come by this too today. Once he gets over here. Yesterday, I thought it was going to be warm enough today to use the four-wheeler, the ATV. With this wind so strong and cold, I'm using a truck. Yeah, too cold. Has to be around 70 for me to use the ATV. At least I can warm up in a truck. Okay, let's go. I try to just record while I'm driving across the bridge. Just for fun. I'm going to do something a little different today. Since I'm going to be working on the south fence here, which starts here by the bridge, goes down over that way to the south. I'll have to go through that gate. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open that gate up. I'm going to close it behind me though, in case the cows will come down. But I'm going to go through this way and go up to the go up. I'm going to make some adjustments, do some reconnections down at the corner down there, and at another corner on the east end down in the bottom. So when I check that fence, it'll be easier to check. Okay, let's open that gate. I'll close it behind me, just in case. Anyway, I close the gate behind me. I open this gate up, yeah, because I can drive right through. It's only a single strand of wire. The fence has been off since a few days ago. Yeah, probably a week, because I had it jumped at the east side. The north fence was supposed to be working, but it's grounded down too, so I gotta fix that first. But on my way up, I'm gonna go this way. Down here on that corner, I'm gonna make a different connection. Look at the leaves falling. Look at all the leaves falling down there. Yeah, that's why they call it fall, because the leaves fall off the trees after they die. They lose all their color. Yeah, they lose their chlorophyll. Goes down into the tree's roots, and then they come back to life in the spring when it warms up, and the days get longer. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head down there and make an adjustment like I did on the other pasture by the road on that corner, so it's easy to isolate the ground area. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to disconnect the wire coming out of that black pipe, and then I'm going to hook a insulated red copper wire to that, and then I'll be able to hook it and unhook it without going back to the charger to turn the charger on and off like I normally would do. Save me some travel time anyway. Okay, let's change this connection to. That's my temporary hookup. Right now I'm going to disconnect it. And I'll be working on this one later. I've already done something similar with a gate hook on this short fence. I don't normally turn this fence on because the cattle aren't in here that much, and they haven't put any pressure on it. So, and especially if it gets a high water here, yeah, I just leave it off. I can hook it back up to this fence here whenever I want. So I use the same principle over here now. Except I'm going to change these out with a gate hook. I got to buy some new gate hooks. So yeah, wherever I got this wire here, I'll put a gate hook. So it's easier to hook up, unhook. This is just temporary. But the method is going to stay. I'm just going to use a gate hook instead of the hook on the end of the wire. Okay, let's move on down to that end. I'm going to do the same thing on that corner down there, and then I'll drive up to that way. I'll have this section. When that little gate there is unhooked, it turns the power off to the fence going up the road, and then it also turns the fence off beyond the gate, because the little fence that hooks up there all goes across the oiler, and then goes back and turns the fence off from the gate to the bridge. So, but that's an isolate. That's a separate section. This here is a separate section. This will be a separate section. I can test them as I go along. See where the ground is. It's a long stretch, but it's easy to check. At least I want to isolate where the ground. I should be looking for the ground. And then the last section would be the one from the corner up the hill to where the north and south fence meet. Okay, let's go down to that corner and do the same thing I did here. I'll do down there. Okay, that gate's done. Or that connection is done. I'll be testing it later. Drive to the corner. I'm going to be checking the fence a little bit as I go down. But it's going to be on my passenger side, so I can't see it too good. So leaves on the ground. I'm almost to the gate. I didn't see nothing, although I said it's hard to see way across there. But I was just doing a quick check. Anyway, let's head to the corner and do the same thing down there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side here. I'm going to disconnect it and then put a insulated copper wire on there with a hook on it. That'll be my temporary connect and disconnect. Okay, I'm going to do this one a little different. I'm going to fix it so I can hook it to the top. The other one I made the wire too short. This one I think I can make it work. Well, that'll work. What I'm going to do is this insulated so I can, if you know it's on, I can take it off. But it works good. This section along the south fence, I can isolate it from the other one on that end, and I can also isolate it. I can isolate this section here, so I can check one section at a time to figure out where the ground is. Yeah. And then once I know the section, then I'll just concentrate on checking that section. Okay, now I got to go up to the east north fence and do the same thing there. But I got some gate hooks for that one. Yeah, I got some gate hooks for that. Okay, I'll check this one later. I got to go up my road here, a little back road, and get that north fence fixed first. It's so windy down here, but look at that wind blowing there. And right where I'm at, it's kind of calm. Yeah, there's hardly any wind right where I'm standing, but there is plenty on top. A lot of wind up there. Oh, that tree's still green. Is that an oak? Some trees turn yellow, some turn green. Sassafras turn reddish. There ain't no sassafras down here though. There might be some down in there. I think the sassafras already lost their leaves. Yeah. Here's a red oak. Here's an oak, I think. Here's the sun. Trying to shine, but yeah. Here's what the neighbor did a couple of weeks ago, or maybe longer. He made I already showed that, 3 big brush piles back there. Cleaned out this side of the creek with the trees. It looks something like this side, but I'm not messing with my side. My side makes shade enough for the cattle, so that's good enough. Makes shade for me too when I'm checking the fence in the summer. Yeah, there's that tree. There's that trunker tree I was talking about. I got one on up on top too, on that end, on the corral. Yeah. But this one split farther closer to the ground, so if my theory is correct, that was cut down a long time ago and then sprouted out from the stump. That stump was cut shorter. Anyway, this should be calmer in the woods on the north fence too. So let me head up there and get this job done today. Well, that one's done. Now I got to go to the north fence and do the same. I usually put it in 4-wheel drive going up this hill, so that's what I'm gonna do. Then I take it out of 4-wheel drive when I get to the top. I made it to the top, no problem. Okay, I'm gonna first thing I'm gonna do is turn that fence off. I'm gonna check it, make sure it's still working, and then I'm gonna turn it off so I can make my connections on the north fence in the woods. Cattle are still eating the hay over there. That's good. They still got plenty. I think today, after I turn the fence off, I'm gonna drive in instead of driving in this way. I'm gonna drive in that way. Yeah, I got a couple of things to do here. I gotta put a gate hook over here in that corner. Gate hook down in the branch where the fence crosses the little stream at the bottom of the branch. And then I already got a gate hook down there. I'll go ahead and unhook that one. It's right behind the corral. There's already a gate hook to turn off the fence from the corral down to the other gate. So I can do that. That's what gave me the idea of that hook. Look at that tree. Blowing in the wind. That's some kind of oak. I guess they're the last ones to lose the leaves. I think that's a maple. The green one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that one is either. There's a green one in there too. I'm not sure what that is. Another green one. But different. No, that's an oak. Different oaks have different colors of leaves in the fall. I'm pretty sure that's a white oak. Yeah, and I think that's a red oak. Anyway, most of these trees along here, these shorter ones, they already lost their leaves. Those are the sassafras. They were sort of reddish on this corner too. Those are sassafras. There's one hickory. There's one walnut right on the corner there, right on the corner. Because there's some, I didn't even know it, but there's some walnuts right there, right by the charger. That's how I knew there was a walnut there. But most of them, the thick ones, are sassafras. Same thing over here. Okay, let's get some work done here before I forget what I'm doing. And I'm going to check the fence if it's still working, and then I'm going to turn it off so I can work on the fence. The fence is disconnected down at the corner by that little gate, but the short fence on this east side, it's working good. So I know the charger works. I got it turned off so I can work on the fence now. There's the pond. I got to go around it. Before I worked on the fence, I wanted to come over here and take a look at the cattle. I don't know why, but that little white bull on the right, way back there, is hanging around that red cow. A few days ago, the big bull on the left, he was trying to, when I was trying to feed him, when I was feeding him on Friday? Yeah, last Friday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, I think the big bull might have bred her, but that little bull, he's following her around. He must have the scent of something. He's growing into a bull. Anyway, they're all eating their leftover hay, so you don't have to worry about them. They got plenty to eat until next Friday, or this coming Friday. Yeah, that little white bull, he's following that red cow around. A little whirlwind came through here. Yeah, yeah, it's cold out there, but it's warm in the truck. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on that one right there. That's the milk thief. Yeah, I saw the other day. I saw her stealing milk from the red cow, and the red cow has got her own calf, which is over there. He looks like he's okay. I don't think he lost any weight, but I think the cow lost weight because of the milk thief stealing milk from her. So I don't know how long it's been going on, but I'm going to keep an eye on him. And if I see him stealing milk again, I'm going to move that milk thief up to the house. I don't want to, but I might have to protect the red cow. All right, let's go back to work on the fence. There's that gate hook on that fence there. To turn it, if I unhook it, the fence that the gate hook's on will be on, but if I unhook it, the fence on the left would be off, and that fence goes down to the gate at the top of the road. So I'm gonna unhook it now so I can do my checks later. Okay, that gate hook's unhooked. Let's go. I got 2 more gate hooks to hook up. There they are. I'm still going down to the pond, behind the pond. But since I'm here, because I got a connection down there to fix or set up. But I'm also going to make a connection down way down there where that little stream crosses underneath the fence. So I'm going to make a connection there too. So I'll go ahead and I think we'll just go ahead and walk down there. to do that. One more cow's getting plenty to eat. Let's check out that big belly of hers. She's got a calf in there. No wonder. Her mama had twins at one time. I didn't keep them because one was a boy and one was a girl. Oh no! Wait a minute. Yeah, I sold the bull calf. But no, I did. I did keep the heifer for at least three years or 4 years because I wanted to prove to myself that what I always hear about heifers born with a bull twin, the heifers will be sterile. I don't know how long I kept her. I kept her. She was a big red. She became a big red cow, almost a bit bigger than her. She was big, but she never had a calf, so I eventually sold her. But I proved it that the heifer twin born with a bull, the heifer will be sterile. Anyway, she might have twins. Her mama had twins. She might have twins. This she's eating the hay. That's good. Here's her big belly from the back. Her udder's not swelled up yet. That's probably why she's not producing any milk, because she's preparing to give birth here soon. I guess another month or 2 months maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I had when I was raising cattle at the farm, I had 2 sets of twins there. Yeah, I remember that. Because those are born out of Angus Holsteins and crossed with a Murray Grey. Yeah. But maybe I think the one that had twin was a Brangus Holstein. I think she's a big cow. Anyway, all the twins survived. So, but I've heard that other people they when there's a twin, they always take one twin away. And a lot of times when the twins are born, the cow will abandon one of the twins. So if that's the case, well, then I'll take it to the house and bucket feed it. But anyway, I'll wait and see on that. Let's see. Let's go check them out. There's a red cow's bull calf. I'm going to take him up to the house to be with those other bulls and Highlanders next fall when he's 1.5 years old. Yeah, he's developing pretty good. I like him. And those 2 are heifers with the bull. That's the one I'm probably going to sell. Yeah, but the one in the red. Yeah. Actually, this little one, she was born. Was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks before the calf back there. That's the second to last born, and that was the last calf born. Of course, that's the fourth. That's the calf from. That's the 4th calf from a cow, and that's the first calf from a heifer. And there's the cow that gave birth to that white cow, or whitish. See the cropped ears on that one? That's a recessive trait in the Highlanders. I notice from time to time. So like I said, I don't think I'm going to keep her. I'll wait till she gets big enough to sell. Probably next spring or maybe even next fall. Yeah. No hurry. I haven't decided. I'd like to keep her because I just like her color. She reminds me of the Italian whites that I crossed the Highlanders with. Actually, if I remember right, I crossed the Italian whites with the Highlanders. No, no. I crossed the Highlander. I used the Highlander bull and crossed him with the other cattle. The three Highland, actually four, the Italian white breeds I had over time. Okay, let's move on to the next one because I've got a mission here. Yeah, she had her first calf this year. She's small. She was 3 years old when she had her calf, though. This year. And she's out of that cow there. That was her first, the white cow was her first calf. And there goes Mama cow. Actually, she's done eating. There's a heifer. She should have a calf this year, or no, next year. And this is a Mama cow's 6th calf. I think she's going down. She's going to go down to get some water, but I don't think there's any water in that stream. So she's probably just going down to get out of the wind. Yeah, that's a good cow there too. She's had 4 calves. The first one was this white one. Then the second one was that white bull up at the house. Her third one was the black bull up at the house. And her fourth one was that heifer right there. Yeah, in April. Okay, that's enough cows. Let's go down and work on the fence. Oh, where's my road? Hi guys and gals. Hello bully. Hello cow. Yeah, I think they're eating these leaves. See, they're eating the leaves. I knew they do. They get minerals and stuff. They're good warmers. Look at all the leaves. It's all new leaves down in here. I can see them. There's plenty over there. These are all new leaves. Well, maybe they're eating the grass. I don't know. Maybe they're not eating the leaves. I think they do. I think they eat some. There's the milk thief. There's Mama cow down there. There's that heifer. She should have a calf. I think she's getting a belly too. Yeah, I don't know. I never know when these cows are going to have a calf. I just wait until they do. Pond's over that way. I'll be driving the truck up in there after I finish this project down here. I gotta. This is how I normally go in. Yeah. There's the milk thief. That's the third offspring of the Mama cow. That's the first one. The second one I sold this fall in September with her 2 calves, her 2 bull calves. But I gotta walk down in there where that little stream crosses underneath the fence. I'm gonna put before it goes up the hill, I'm gonna put one of those wire connections there where I can connect and disconnect easy. Okay, but I'm gonna walk that way. This is how I drive. This is where I drive my ATV in. Through here. Haven't done it for a while. And it looks like there's some tree limbs that fell in the way, so I'm going to move them. My little trail, you can't see it, but because of all the new leaves, but that tree fell across it, so I'll move that and that one. But it goes down and then turns again. Go down across the creek, down that stream down that way. Not really a creek, it's just a branch. Well, that's where the tree fell. I'm going to move it out of my way. Okay, that's out of the way. This is how I drive my ATV up and down. I drive it in from that side when I check in the fence. Over that way. I can drop down into here and drive up to here. and across right over there. Or the opposite way, I drive in, across it there. Yeah, I think they're eating leaves. That's what I'm thinking. They're eating leaves. Tree leaves. Fallen ones. Anyway, when I say my ATV goes up through there, I need to move that other branch. That's been there for so long, I just left it. Yeah. Maybe I'll try to move it on the way up. Way back to the truck. There's the truck. There's a gate I installed this spring. And there's the bales up on top of there. Still there. And this is my ATV trail going down, crossing the stream right there, and then I go back up this low spot. And I can check the fence from down there if the light's right, so I don't have to get off my ATV. But today I'm just going to go down there where the fence crosses this little branch before it goes up the hill, and I'm going to put my wire and gate hook in there. Look at that, I got a baby cedar growing here. But it won't ever get too big, because as soon as it gets big enough, the cattle start eating on it. They eat pieces of it, or if they let it get big enough, they'll just use their horns and head, scratch on it, tear all the limbs off. Unless I decide to transplant. It looks like it's still in pretty good shape though. I want to plant it someplace. There's my little ATV trail. Goes up and makes a turn. It goes out up there. Yeah, it's just a path to follow. Cattle are up there. Oh, I'm pretty sure they're eating leaves. I don't see any grass down here. And they're eating over there too. But this is where I cross the stream. If there's water here, or even if without water, I cross here. Fence is up along there. I got a few limbs to pick up or kick out of the way. There's a nice weathered piece of wood here. It's been out here a while. Yeah, it's weathered pretty good. But I'm headed over that way. Work on it down there. I think my neighbor's commenting his beans across the creek. And my trail goes up. I'm on the other side of that little stream there. The water flows there, if it does, when it does. So the trail goes up that way. It goes out over there. I'm headed down there. Look on the fence. I walked this the other day. I couldn't find no ground. I walked the north fence. I couldn't find the ground. So what I'm doing today will help me find it. Yeah, they sure like them leaves. I think these leaves help to keep the worms out of them, especially the oak and hickory. Yeah. There's cows. There's the red one. And there's all the rest of them. The bull's still up. The bull's still up by the hay up there. But the rest of them came down into here. They're eating them leaves. And this is where I drive my ATV. And I check the fence. I check the fence. I come along the fence from up there, way up there, and then where that big tree is, not that one, but this one, I drop down because I can't drive along this ridge here. It's too steep, too much of a slope. So I drive down here and I can check the fence. As I drive there, I can look up and see the fence. Usually, the light's out. But anyway, I've got to get down there. I'm wasting time. There's a neighbor. He's on the other side of the creek now. He's taking his beans out. Yeah, he's down there. He's getting caught up with the harvest. I see his white truck over there too. Good place. Through the trees. Anyway, I'm headed down that way. Get the work done. I'm not getting much done on the fence anyway. Well, it looks to me like I got 2 wires for the fence. So I think I'm going to eliminate the top wire. Yeah, because they're connected. They're connected there, so yeah. And when I take that wire off the top, cross wire, I'm going to tie it back down to this one, so there's better connection. Anyway, I'm going to use that wire to tie my gate hook to. Did I bring the gate hook with me? Yeah, I got it. I forgot. Yeah. I got another wire here that I got to figure out what to do. See this insulator here? That's another wire. I think I got to disconnect it from that one. Well, actually, it goes all the way through. Huh. Yeah. I have to disconnect. I have to cut this wire because it jumps across, and I can't have that. Otherwise, I won't keep everything connected. So I'll think of something. Well, that'll work. I'll disconnect the other gate hook because it's connected to there. So when this is on, that'll be off when it's disconnected. So that'll work. Okay, I got one more gate hook to install up at the east end, and then I'll be ready to test my fence. Yeah, he's still working out there. I'm still working out here on my fence. Once I get this one done, I'll get still check the south fence, find the ground on that one too. Checking all the fences today. Yesterday I walked and checked this fence, but I couldn't find the ground, so I'm doing it this way today. Cattle disappeared. I wonder where they went. I think they went over by the pond. Okay, I'm gonna go walk back up this way, because my truck's up there. Then I'm gonna drive down, cross the pond dam, and park it, and then I'll work from there. Another old weathered tree. Don't know what kind of wood it is, but it's still pretty hard. Not sure, but the wood is reddish. I'm not sure what it is. My first thought was walnut, but I don't think so. I don't think it's walnut. I think it might be persimmon. Or a cherry tree. Yeah, red cherry. Could have been red cherry. Yeah, I think so. Although red cherry I don't think would survive this long. Walnut is more weather resistant, I think. Yeah. I'll take a look at the bark, see what it looks like. There's not hardly any bark left on it. I really don't know what kind of wood that is. Almost have to saw it up. It's kind of rotten on the outside, but the inside wood looks like it's still pretty good. I might salvage this log once I figure out what it is. I don't know. I don't think this is bark. It might be. It could be a walnut. I have to look into this. That's a nice log. If it's walnut, I'm going to save this. I'm gonna save the root, and I'll try to make. I could probably make a table. Yeah, I could make a table. I'll clean up the root, cut it off of a certain length here, and then be able to stand it up as a table. Yeah, it ain't going anywhere, so I'll have to think about it. Even if it ain't walnut, the wood is pretty nice, and it's still good too. It didn't rot. I think that's been there a while. So I'm gonna see about salvaging it someday. But for now, I'll just leave it lay here. Yeah. Nice log though. Yeah. Root could be cleaned up to be able to stand up. The outside of the log there is a little bit rotten. Not much, but a little bit. But I think the rest of the wood is pretty good. Yeah, and it's pretty long and straight too. Yeah, I'll think about salvaging this. First thing I do is get it out of here. That's a project for another day, not today. I gotta get going. Days are short, so I can get moving if I want to get this thing done today. Let me see if I can move that log. I think I tried to move it. I think it was still stuck in the ground. The root's still stuck in the ground. That's why I couldn't move it. I'll see if I can move it now. Oh, the root's rotted off. I tried picking it up that way, but it hit the tree. So I'm going to have to, it's pretty heavy, so I'm going to try to drag it that way and then get it over. Clear that tree first. Cattle are back up eating the hay again. Let me drag this branch or tree down the hill a little bit. Okay, I broke it down. Now I gotta move it over. It's out of the way. And I was just thinking, if I can cut those 3 trees out of there, flush with the ground, I can make an opening for a tractor. Then if I cut a couple of these out, like those 3, one, that's dead there. Cut these 2, I guess they're still alive, sassafras, and get that one that's leaned in, get that out of the way. I could drive the tractor down here too and make that turn, and I'd probably cut another one over there. If I cut enough trees out, yeah, I can hook onto that log with my tractor and maybe be able to pull it out of here, get it to the top where I can work on it better. That's a thought. Then in the future, if I ever decide I want to cut these big oaks out of here, like that big one. Oh, that's big. I don't know about tractor. Don't know if my tractor can pull that, especially uphill. I'd have to have a logging company do it. Well, at least if I make a trail for them, they'll be able to come in here and cut these down without too much trouble. Hey, there's another tree trunker. Huh. I think it's 3 trunks. Yeah, right there. Huh. Yeah, I'd say this area had been cut at one time. There's another big tree there. And a few more in here. There's a big oak there. Big oak there, big oak there. Problem is cutting them down without it hitting my fence. That's the hard part, getting them to fall where I want them to fall. But it's a thought for the future. Yeah. There's a big white oak there. Yeah. Well, if I stop raising cattle, I won't have to worry about the fence. Yeah, I got two big oaks in here. I think there's a big oak there too. Yeah. I think that's an elm, because it lost its leaves already. The oaks still have their leaves. Most of these are sassafras, and that's a persimmon here, junk wood. There's some trees in here. Like I said, if I don't raise cattle in here anymore, once I get too old to do that. Oh, there's a deer behind that big tree. Let me switch cameras. Or switch the angle. Tommy. He's right next to that tree. Just on this side of that tree. There's one behind it too. Yeah, that's a girl. They hang out there. It's on the neighbors. Behind it. His butt's behind the tree. Right there. And there's another. I saw another one go in behind that tree too. I don't want to move. Wait till they saw me. They saw me. Then the deer hang out there a lot. Oh, I looked up the hunting season, the shotgun, or for deer season. It's the 22nd, 3rd, and 24th, I think. And then that's before Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's always the weekend before and after Thanksgiving, the shotgun. And then, oh, it's him. And then, every time I make a noise, he hears me on these crunchy leaves. Anyway, the next the hunting season weekend after Thanksgiving is sometime in December, first week of December, I think. Oh, here they come. Oh, a bunch of them. Bunch of them. There's two on that side of the tree. And 1, 2, 3. There's two up there on that side and one over here. I can see a ring on his neck. Raise up the tail. Oh, there's a neck. The neck has a ring on it. I don't know where the other one went. Oh, behind that tree. Somewhere. There's one behind the tree on this side, and there's one right there. I guess they hear me. They're not moving. Oh, here comes another one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count 6. I count 6. Hi guys. I think these are girls though. Unless there's that fence ain't on. That one behind the tree there, she's curious. There she comes. She just came out. I like the way they walk. That's why I don't hunt them. I don't need to meat. I've tasted venison though. My brother-in-law and my brother hunt them. And that's a brave. Here comes another one. Strutting. They're not sure what I am yet. But when I move, that was too curious. I can't stand here all day, guys or girls. You gotta do something, do it. All I need to do is walk up to the truck. It's not every day I get to watch the deer watch me. Yeah. I don't think the deer are afraid of the cattle. They're used to them. But to me, look how she's strutting. She made a noise. See? They have a white tail, but they call it a flag. But you can only see it when they're running away, when they lift it up. Because when the tail's down, it's dark on the outside. Oh, I like when they do this. They raise their front leg up and stamp it. I had that experience, my wife and I, before our bottom behind the house was cleared out when it was full of trees, small trees. We was walking through there, and a couple deer came up. I think it was a buck, a young buck, and he did the same thing. We were really close too. And I was afraid he was going to attack us. We just stood still. We didn't move, and he's doing that too, stamping his front legs. Yeah, they're moving off now. I can't see them anymore. I'm gonna move up the hill. Yeah, they're camouflaged pretty good behind those trees. And there's some cedars in there and other green stuff. They're there. I just can't see them very good. Watch where I'm walking. Yeah, I see them. I just see it. Yeah, there's too many trees. I don't know if they're still there or not. Can't tell. Here'd be a good place to look at them. Right in here. Yeah, I see them. Right there on the right side of that tree. Yeah. Yeah, I see a couple of them on the right side of that big tree. Up there. They're still looking at me. Hi guys, girls. Oh, battery's getting low. Oh, I got work to do. Better get going. They're just standing there. I guess I don't scare them too much. Now there's one on the left side of the tree. I counted 6. There could have been more, but I counted 6. They're just standing there, so I'm going to leave them alone. I got work to do. At least I can get closer to my cattle and watch them. Yeah, if I can cut these 3 out, that'll give me a wider path to go down. And then I got a few trees to cut down there. I can drag that log out. I can drag that log out with the tractor. Because there's room to turn around down there when I get to the bottom. Yeah, it's something to think about. I don't know if I'll be able to do anything with that log, but I want to get it out of there anyway. Bring it up here someplace, out of the way. If I want to do something with it, I can't. Okay, that's enough of that. Go back to work on the fence. Hello everybody. Yeah. That calf belongs to that cow. That calf belongs to that cow. That calf belongs to that cow. That calf belongs to that red cow behind her. And that's a 1.5-year-old bull, white bull. And that cow, that red one, let's see, yeah, that one, the red one, and that one are the offspring of, she's doing it again. that does it. I'm gonna move her. See, they're sharing now. Yeah, I gotta move her. I gotta corral them again. That means I might have to buy some corn to get them in the corral. Yeah, that's... Cow, why don't you fight her off? Huh? Shouldn't let her do that. That heifer was first one born this year, and belongs to her. But I think she ran out of milk, getting ready to have another calf. Yeah, I could chase them away, but yeah, I'll get some corn. I gotta catch her before the weather gets cold and move her up to the house. She can stay up there till she's big enough to breed. At least until she's weaned, anyway. Look at her. She's taking all the food from this one. I don't know how long she's been nursing off of that cow. She was raised by this one. Yeah, she was the first one born this year, and that was the, I don't know, second or third. I think it was the third calf born this year, and then that one was fourth, and that one was fifth. The one that was second is the one I sold with the cow and her other calf. Well, I got my proof, so my decision's made, but not today. I gotta get the fence going again. All right, I didn't want to have to do that, but I guess I have to now. I'll have to keep her penned up for at least a week or two. I think I'll pen her up with the black one. She knows him. Yeah, they were raised together out here this summer, so I'll keep them with. I'll pen them both those two up together. Yeah, I'll just feed them hay in the barn. Maybe a little corn. Who knows? We'll see. The main thing, I'm going to move her to the house. Okay, girl. You eat up. Okay, truck, let's move. Burning daylight, as John Wayne said in the movie. Well, between watching those deer and looking at that big log, fallen tree, which I think might be a walnut, and moving that other small fallen tree out of the path that I got, and watching these cattle, I used up a lot of time already. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Thief. That little milk thief, you? I don't know she's probably drinking more than the other one. Well, at least they got her calf on the other side there. At least he can get something. Yeah, that's dragging her down. She can't support two calves, although it looks like she is. That's a bad habit to learn, calf. Oh, red cow, she just takes it. I guess you don't mind, but her calf's bucking. This one's bucking. Yeah, I'll move you. Just this one. I'll leave her calf on her. Because I don't normally wean them, but in this instance, I decided I'm going to intervene and get this milk thief out of here. Besides, her mama's going to be having a calf soon anyway, and I don't want her nursing on that cow because she's got a new calf. So that's the winner. Only do it when I have to, and this time I have to. Okay, let's drive down that dam and See what I can do. Oh, cowies. And bull. Well, the last fence connection I got to do with the gate hook is over. Where is it now? It's up in there. There's a little short gate, a small gate. So I'm going to drive down this dam road and I'll just park it over here. That's where I'm headed, to the other side. But I want to look at something. I don't remember what was here. But this tree here looks like it was broke off right there. I could be wrong. It looks like, but all these here was what was pushed out. At least those down there. What was pushed out to make the pond. We just had them pushed over here. Yeah. But that one I think just broke off. It must have been standing here next to that tree. I think there's something down there too. I don't know if that's part of this tree here. Probably is. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Yeah, that's the leftover lumber or trees from when we made the pond. Push it out here. Yeah, there's that pot of brush pile. Looks like that tree fell over. It looked like an elm. Yeah, that's the branch I drive down. I drive there with the ATV. I can drive down that way. But you know what? I don't know if I'd be able to. There's a culvert right here, so I can't do it there. But if I can, right through here, if I can clean this out. I got a fence there I used to have around the pond before. I need to take that down anyway. I could salvage some of them posts, T-posts. Anyway, but if I could clean some of this up here, cut them trees up, I could probably drive my tractor and truck down in there. Well, at least a tractor. If I need to. It's like a lot of extra work. Always planning ahead. When I was looking at the deer, I was over there, and deer were across somewhere over there. Okay, that's far enough. And we were in that area there. I can't see that big tree. Yeah, they're right back, that big tree right back there. Yeah, they were right behind. They were right behind that big tree. They were back in there. Way back. Right behind that big tree. He's probably still in here somewhere. Maybe I got work to do. That dead tree fell down sometime this summer. Yeah, and there's the culvert I put in this spring, and the mounds of dirt that they had pushed. I hired somebody to push it and fill that in. There was a low spot there. It was always muddy. Couldn't drive there when it was too wet. And I think it was last year or sometime. I'm a little wary driving underneath that with the truck, but so far that tree's holding it up. Eventually it might break, and when it does, I'll clean it up. It's holding up that underneath. Yeah, that's the only thing. That tree's holding it up right there. Anyway, I'm going to the corner down there, get some work done. I just realized something. I left this fence on here. And I was getting ready to hook a gate hook to that. I just remembered, hey, that's on. It's connected there. It goes under, and it's connected there. That's on. So I gotta go turn the fence off so I can do that. Yeah, I put the gate hook on. Oh, I almost got shocked. Good thing I remembered that. At this corner gate here, and if you look across the field, there's some houses over there. That's the corner. That's the corner of the road. Comes from over there, turns and goes to the farm down that way. Anyway, that, a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, the road coming up where the corner is, the road, a little private drive comes here and this way. There's two ponds there, a double pond somewhere in back there. I think it's still double. Anyway, somebody built a shed there, but it looks like a house too. I don't think anybody lives there, but they might be living there. I'm not sure. But you can see the house through the trees now. I'm always being distracted. Okay, let's go turn the fence off so I can finish this job. Okay, I turned the fence off there. This thing smells good. I don't know what it is. It smells good. It smells like, almost smells like hay. I think it's the leaves. I think it's the fallen leaves as they're drying. Yeah, it smells good. Anyway, cattle are still eating. I'll feed them again on Friday. Maybe Saturday, I don't know. Okay, now I got to go back. Fence is turned off, so now I got to go back and hook up my gate hook down there. And then come back here and turn the fence on again. There's that walnut. It's hard to tell them apart, but that's a walnut. The only reason I knew that, because the other day it still had a few leaves on it. Not very many, but a few. I could tell by the bark too up there. And but what caught my attention first, the rest of them were all sassafras. All the rest of them are sassafras. I should cut them out. Although I don't know if that's my property or not. Probably is. I just moved my fence in because I didn't want to clear all that stuff out when I split the fence up. This was somewhat clear already. Anyway, but the reason I went walnut because there's 1, 2, 3. But the other day I came out here and there's a whole bunch of them here. There's a couple over there and over there too. There was a lot more and they were green back then. So I think the squirrels came and got some of them. That's what I think. Anyway, I'm just wasting time. I almost act like I don't want to finish this job, but I do. I've been getting distracted so easily now. Okay, that's off. I think it's off. I went and turned it off, and then I don't know what I was doing, but I wound up touching the fence. And I turned it off, but it was still on. So maybe last night I had turned it off and forgot. I thought I left it on, but obviously I didn't. Anyway, you don't know what, I think I know what I did. When I first got here, I turned the fence off and I forgot. I forgot that I had turned the fence off when I first got up here. That's what I did. And now I thought I was turning it off, and I was turning it back on, and I got shocked. But it's off now, so let's get going on that gate hook. Okay, now for the gate hook. Okay, that's hooked up. That'll be off. Let me turn the fence back on and test it after it's hooked up. I know the other fence works, so I'll test it. This fence is working. I'll go down there and check the other one that I put down there. And if that one's working, then I'll go up and check the one there by corral. I got one section here, a section around the corral, around the back of the corral, and a section from the corral down to the gate, top of the road. So I got 1, 2, 4 sections. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections on the south fence too. Let's check this one first. Well, the fence is turned on. Let me go start checking the fence now. As I walk down the fence, I'll check it for every connection. See what's grounded. Where's grounded. Yeah. Those are the walnuts I just, from the area here. I just use my foot to scoot them up into one area. Squirrels can have them. I don't want them. Sun's getting low. Shadow's getting long. I already knew this section was good, but then I hooked this one up, and it's good too. It's working. So now I got to go down to the next section and check it. Since I know this section is good all the way down to the bottom of that hill, I don't have to walk it. So I'm going to take the truck. I think I'll turn around here and drive out. I could go drive through there. I don't feel like it. I'll just turn around here. Cattle are coming back or something. Yeah, getting low. Sun's getting low. I gotta get going. Well, my phone memory got filled up. I couldn't record no more. So I came back to the house, started downloading it, but it's going to take a half hour to download everything I had in there. So I decided to get my old Canon camera to the rescue and go down and finish what I started down there before the sun goes down. Well, I came through this gate and now I'm down here. I'm going to be checking the south fence, but I have to tell you something first. Before I could finish the north fence, my phone memory got full, so I finished it without recording anything. Okay, I had verified the first section was okay up there on the east side. The second section was okay. Then when I got my truck to come over here to check the third section, walk down and down in the bottom of that branch, my phone battery got full before I even left the pond dam. Anyway, I checked it down there. I hooked it back up down there. It was okay. It wasn't grounded. So then I drove over here at the top of the thing by the corral. I hooked that up, and that was okay. So it was all. So the north fence is okay now. It's working now all the way to this gate here. Why I couldn't find the ground yesterday, I don't know. Why it wasn't working yesterday, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but it's working now, so that's all I care about. Now if I can finish checking the south fence, or at least get something else done on it before the sun goes down, I'll be happy. Well, I turned the fence back on. Well, if it's on, it's only going to be working from there, that gate, to that gate. Now I got to check to see if it's actually working. Well, it's barely working, but
it's working just a little bit, so if it's grounded here, I'm not going to get nothing better on the next section. So I'm going to check the fence. Let's run it from here all the way to the gate, because that's where it's disconnected from there that way. Disconnected. So if there's a problem, I'll have to find it in here first. Looks good down this floor. Let's check the rest. Let's check the rest of it now. Oh, I checked all the way to the gate. That part's unhooked, and I'm not going to bother with it. If it's not working good up to here on this short fence, doesn't pay to check the rest of it until I figure out why it's not working on this section first. Okay. Sun's going down. That's all I can do today. I guess I have to come back tomorrow. Sun's going down. Before I can hook up the rest of the fence down here, hook this up here to test the rest of the fence, I gotta look at those gnats. You want me? What are those? It's kind of cold for you guys, ain't it? Oh, they disappeared. Anyway, there's a little cloud formation up there. It's hard to see though. I can't see it in my camera. Anyway, I checked every insulator on here. There's no fence touching metal, or nothing else. So I don't know what's the problem. I still think it's the charger, but I'll do some more checking there tomorrow when I have more light and time. This is the time of day yesterday when I'm getting ready to leave, as the sun was going down. When I was up there, and I was ready to come out, and I saw the deer coming through here, and then I parked over there, and I saw them down in this bottom, going that way. But I don't see none today. I saw some out in the woods earlier today. On the neighbor's property in the woods there. Okay. That's all I can do today. I'll be back tomorrow. Finish this up. But first I got to figure out why this fence ain't working. This from behind the truck, from the gate there. There. There's no ground on it that I can see. So I got to figure out why it's not working. I checked this fence from here all the way to the corner twice. And if I can't get this fence to work, the rest of it's not going to work either. So I got to figure out why this is not working. I mean, it's working just a little bit. I've been having this problem all summer. Yeah. There must be something on here, on this fence, that's rounding it a little bit. I just can't find it. Tomorrow's another day, so I'll do it tomorrow. If I can't get this fence to work on this end, the rest of it won't work either. So I'll try again tomorrow. I still think it's the charger, fence controller. I think I just need a new one. That's what I think. Well, the sun went down over there, and I'm headed home. I can't hardly see nothing anymore. I'm going out that way. I'm going out this gate. I gotta open this gate up. At least I saw the sunset. That went down about 5 minutes ago. Anyway, that's where I'm headed, to the road. I'll have to close that gate when I go out. And I need to close this gate behind me as I go out. And then cross the bridge and go home. Alright, that's all for today. Oh, nice clouds. Sunset afterglow. Well, I turned the fence off since it's not working good. I'm going to leave this a little fence gate open since I'm coming back tomorrow, and the fence is off anyway. Yeah. Although I thought about something. I'm gonna go try something. North fence is working. Let me try something. I just scared some deer. The deer just ran over there, and the leader, they jumped over my fence right here, and now they're running around over there, up there on that hill. Probably can't see in the video, but yeah, a whole bunch of them was up in these woods here. Yeah, and they all, when I drove up, there's still one over there. Anyway, they all, the leader was a big stag, probably the one I saw yesterday over by the house, out in the neighbor's bean field. Yeah, and he just leaped right over the fence, so they know it's there. So hopefully they don't damage it. Anyway, I couldn't get my camera out fast enough. It's getting dark. Cattle are still eating the hay. That's good. I think a couple calves are laying in the shed, I think. Anyway, I didn't come up here for them. I come up here to do a reverse check. I know the north fence was working after my phone got full. So I'm going to jump this fence here. It's disconnected down at the corner, so at least I'll be able to tell if this section is working, or is going to work. It's not grounded. And then I'll check the next section down in the bottom too. Well, the north fence was working good, so I jumped it to this one. This one dragged it down. This section on this east end here. So I checked it from here. I didn't find no ground, so that's my truck up there. I'm going to go down the bottom and check it there to the gate anyway. Yeah, I jumped it, tested it. This fence, the south fence only goes down to the corner down there because it's disconnected down there. Well, I said north fence working good. This one dragged it down, so I'm going to check it down in the bottom now. Well, I found the problem. This fence here, yeah, it's laying on the ground, but that doesn't affect since I got it disconnected down there by the gate. This wouldn't have affected the charger fence by the charger. So let me reconnect this one down to the end. Yeah, this fence is on the insulator on this one, but there's no fence in the middle there. Well, fence was broke over there. I think I tied it together there, and now it's connected. That fence was broken. It was laying on the ground. Both ends were laying on the ground. So I fixed it, and then I walked back up there to where I jumped it before. I re-jumped it to the north fence, and now it's working. This part's working, at least to the gate. I'm going to do another test. I'm going to hook that one. Let me reposition the truck first. Well, this fence is now hot from up on top. I jumped it to the north fence. Now I'm going to hook that up, and that should power the south fence all the way to the west gate. Yeah, down here at the bottom. So I'll see if that's going to work. Okay, it's hooked up and it's working. The rest of the south fence, or at least the west gate, is working. It's working. Sometimes it's only 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, or 3. So it's working. Right there by that tree. On the other side is where the deer jumped over. The stag, he was first, and the others followed him. And they didn't hurt the fence. Okay. Got one more connection down there with the west gate. I turned the charger off since it wasn't working. So I'll find out if that section is working when I hook it up. Low battery. Gosh, it's hooked up. Now I gotta test it. Well, I got 2 lights flashing down here. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's working. Working better than the charger for this one works. This is operating off the north fence. Okay, that's enough. Well, I'm running out of battery. At least these 2 sections are working. Let's check by the other gates. Uh-oh. Well, like I said, this charge is not on, but this fence is working part way with the north fence. Now I'm gonna. Oh, it looks like the wind blew the gate open. Uh-oh. Hope the cows didn't come down. Well. I hooked the fence by the gate. I hooked a little gate hook up that it came through, and that powers that fence over there and the fence up the road. So it's still working pretty good. So there's something wrong with that fence charger down here. So I'll take care of that one of these days. I'll buy a new one. All right, that's all I got. I'm running out of battery, so I gotta go. Bye. That's all for today and tonight. Well, that's what time it is. 5:37 p.m. Okay, low battery. Gotta go. That's all for today. Well, at least all the fences are working, even if the north and south fence are jumped together onto the north fence. Well, at least they're working. Okay, all the fences are working now. I still have to replace the charger for the south fence, but at least I got it jumped to the north fence, so it's working. Okay, I'm going home now. That's it for today. Well, I think I'll go back tomorrow, make sure everything's working. Okay. Okay.